Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. As you can see from the title, today's lesson is Module 1, Top Stars, Part 2. Today's objectives are identify the use of the present simple tense and the present progressive tense. Identify the form of the present progressive tense in the affirmative, negative, and question forms. As you all know, you should have your books ready and open. The student book should be on page 9 and the workbook should be on page 6. Now that we're all set, let's start. Look at these two boxes, read the sentences and tell me, what do you notice? Correct. The sentences in the box on the left, he usually checks his email in the morning. He doesn't usually check his email in the morning, are formed using the present simple, while the sentences in the box on the right, I'm reading a book now. We aren't watching TV right now. Are you reading a book? Are formed using the present progressive. We have discussed the present simple tense before, so let's make a quick recap on its form. As you all know, any sentence must have a subject, which could be a noun, like Muhammad or school, or a pronoun. A sentence must also have a verb. The subject pronouns are divided into two groups. The first group of pronouns are I, you, we, and they. And then we add the main verb without any addition in the base form. For example, I always study hard. When we use the present simple in the negative form, we add don't to the verb. For example, don't eat, don't study, and don't go. The second group of pronouns are he, she, and it. In this case, we add to the verb either an S, for example, eats, or change the Y into an I and then add ES as in studies, or add an ES, for example, goes. Let's see the sentence. He sometimes eats Chinese food. In the case of the negative form, we add ES to the verb do, so it becomes does, does not, and then put the main verb without any added letters. For example, doesn't eat, doesn't study, doesn't go. Now let's discuss together the difference between the present simple and the present progressive. We use the present simple for habits and for permanent states. For example, things that are repeated or for facts. But we use the present progressive for actions that are happening at the moment of speaking and for temporary states. For example, he tidies his room every morning. This is repeated, but now he is checking his email. This is happening at the moment of speaking. Now, how do we know when to use the present progressive? That's right, from the keywords. Very good. We all know the keywords for the present simple. For example, sometimes, always, usually, and so on. But what about the present progressive keywords? You guys are amazing. Very good. We have now, at the moment, today, this morning, this night, this afternoon, and so on. Now that we've revised our knowledge on the present simple, let's learn how to form the present progressive. We form the present progressive using two verbs. The first verb is the helping verb, which is the verb be in the present simple. For example, am, is, or are. And then we're going to need the other verb, the main verb, which is the main action in the sentence. For example, eat, sleep, and run. Let's start forming different types of sentences using the present progressive. First, the affirmative form. Now, like we discussed before, to form a sentence, you need a subject, which could be a noun or a pronoun. And then you need the verb, which is going to be the verb be plus the main verb ending in ing. And finally, we need the object. All right, let's see how. We're going to start with I, and then the correct be form, am, and then the main verb ending in ing, eating, and finally the object, a cake. Let's see our sentence. I am eating a cake now. Very well. Now, let's go to the pronouns he, she, and it. Now, what is the correct form of the verb be? Correct. Is, and then the main verb ending in ing, playing, and the object, volleyball. Very good. Let's see the sentence. She is playing volleyball this afternoon. Very good. Now, you need to bear in mind that the pronouns he, she, and it could be replaced with nouns or names. For example, the boy, Sarah, or the dog. Now, finally, we have the pronouns you, we, and they. And then we have the verb be, are, and then the main verb ending in ing, doing, and finally the object, karate. Let's check our sentence. They are doing karate today. Very good. Also, these groups of pronouns, you, we, and they, could also be replaced with nouns or names. For example, the students, the classes, my friends and I, family and I, and so on. All right, let's practice. Choose the correct verb form. I need you guys to pause the video, read the sentences, choose, and then check your answers with me later. All right, let's check. You guys are great. So the answers are, number 1 is going, number 2 are meeting, and number 3 am wearing. Great job, everyone. Another type of sentences is the affirmative form. Let's try to form our sentences using it. Like you all know, how do we start? Yes, we start with the subject. Very good. And then what do we add? Very good, the verb. But in this case, it's going to be the verb be, not, and then the main verb ending in ing. Finally, we have the object. Okay, let's see. Again, we're going to start with I. And then, what do we add? Awesome. Am not. Very good. And then the main verb, reading, and then the object, a book. Very good. Let's see the sentence. I'm not reading a book now. Or I am not reading a book now. Very good. Now, let's move to the pronouns he, she, and it. What do we add next? Brilliant. Is not or isn't. And then the main verb, swimming. And then finally the object, swimming pool. Now, what do you notice here? Yes, correct. We doubled the M. But why is that? I'll tell you. The word swim ends in a consonant, the M. Now, if you have the last 3 letters of the word, a consonant, vowel, and a consonant, like in this case, the W is a consonant, the I is a vowel, and finally the M is another consonant, and you need to add ing. We double the last letter. We double the M. This is called the CVC rule. Other examples for this rule would be digging, double G, getting, double T, running, double N, and so on. Now, let's see the sentence. She isn't swimming in the swimming pool at the moment. All right. Now, finally, our last group of pronouns, you, we, and they. Now, what do we need now? You guys are amazing. Correct. Are not or aren't. And then the main verb, studying, and finally the object, exam. Let's check our final sentence. They aren't studying for the exam. Very good. Okay, let's practice again. Complete the sentences with the correct negative form. Read the sentences and put the verbs in the correct negative form. Pause, answer, and then check. Okay, let's check. Very good. Number 1 is isn't talking, and number 2 isn't cooking, and number 3 aren't helping. Good job, everyone. You're doing great so far. Now, let's try forming questions using the present progressive. Now, this is a little bit tricky here because this time we're not starting with the subject. We're starting with the verb be. Yes, and then we add the subject and then we add the main verb plus ing. So the subject is going to be between the verb be and the main verb. All right, let's see how. We're going to start with am, very good, and then what is our pronoun? You guys are awesome today. It's I, and then the main verb, forgetting, and then do we need anything else? Yes, correct. We need a question mark in the end. Very good. So let's see our question. Am I forgetting something? Am I forgetting something? Yes. Now remember to capitalize the first letter and put a question mark in the end. Also, pay attention to the double T. Remember the CVC rule? Very good. Okay, now let's move to is. Now, what do we add next? Really, really good. Let's see. It's the pronoun he or she or it. And then the main verb, swimming, and the question mark. Let's see the question. Is she swimming in the swimming pool at the moment? Is she swimming in the swimming pool at the moment? Again, double the M, yes, capitalize the I, and finally put a question mark in the end. The last verb that we have are, yes, and then what are the pronouns that go with it? Yes, very good. You, we, and they. And what do we add next? So easy. Yes, the main verb. Studying. Let's see our final question. Are they studying for the exam? Are they studying for the exam? Again, don't forget to capitalize the first letter and a question mark in the end. All right, let's see what we understood so far. Look at the pictures and use the prompts to form questions using the present progressive. Again, pause the video, make your questions, and then check later. All right, let's see. Great job. Number 1, are they riding their bikes? Number 2, is he eating an apple? Number 3, is it running? You guys are amazing. Very, very good. Now, let's move to the workbook, page 6, exercise 2. What does Tony usually do on Thursdays and what is he doing today? Look at his schedule and write. Use the present simple or the present progressive. Now, let's see the answered example in number 1. On Thursday mornings, Tony usually tidies his room. Repeated, huh? And today, he's checking his email. Now, all right, I need you to use the box on the left to form the correct tense. All right, let's pause, enter, and then check. Okay, let's see. Number 2. On Thursdays afternoon, Tony usually plays volleyball. Today, he's doing karate. Number 3. On Thursday evenings, Tony usually meets his friends. Today, he's watching a DVD at home. Great job. You guys have been doing great today. Now, that's all for today. Thank you all. See you next time.